through AI. So please welcome the moderator for this next session, Mr. Khaleeq Sarfarza, Creative Director for Company 27.
Hello. So I guess we'll get right into this. I'm Khaleeq Sarfaraz. Sorry, there's an arrow in my name there. I'm creative director of C27, one of the I would say leading independent creative firms. We specialize in digital advertising. So this topic is also very close to my heart. Something that we're exploring very rapidly, and we're talking about reimagining AI in terms of your arts, your creativity, your music. AI has been always a contention since it came up, especially when it comes to creatives. There's all the things in terms of all the possibilities we can talk about, and there's also I would say all the pitfalls, taking our jobs and things like that. So here today with me to really discuss what is the reality right now with AI. My speakers today, firstly, Mr. Paul Morisson. Paul Morisson is the CEO of Maveriq Studios. He's been a fixture, an absolute stalwart in the industry. I am personally have gone to his studio to do songs, film, audio tracks, backing tracks, ads, everything you have to do it, and he's always at the forefront in terms of how we want to push the audio industry forward. Next up, we have Mr. Fadli. Fadli is the Chief Production Officer of Durioo Plus. If you've never heard of Durioo Plus, it's quite a cool thing. It's an animated, I would say, Disney Plus for kids, Muslim kids. So it's something that he's very actively involved in as a Chief Production Officer. He creates all the content and he heavily uses AI in it. And last but not least, we have Professor Yoki. He's the president of Future Studios. He has been I would say, pretty much a legend in the industry. He's done uh, ads from Tourism Malaysia that we've seen now, since seen last time until now, where he's created a lot of AI-based, I would say, softwares, film studies, film studios, and also in advertising and everything. So I think, without further ado, since time is quite limited, we'll start with what our first topic of the day will be, which is what are the actual real world examples of AI in our industry today. So for the first question, sorry, first time here doing with notes, so forgive me. So in terms of this, based on your own work, what are some of the real world examples that AI has helped to push creative boundaries in your industry right now?
Okay, testing, testing. Hi guys, thanks for having me first and foremost. Really good to be here today. Um, for us, because we work in pretty much three sectors, which is the film industry, music industry, and the advertising industry. Um, we apply ourselves to all three industries with audio post-production. Just to give you a little bit of context, Maverick Studios is a multifaceted facility, and we apply audio production services to the three sectors. Because of that, we create a lot of content. And for the most part, we will have up to 3 to 4 pieces of scores for a film, 3 to 4 different versions of music for a record album, etc., etc. So we tend to have a lot of back catalog of productions that are never used. So the way we use AI in this instance is we've been able to place songs for various scenarios, whether it be for an artist or whether it be for an OST, and reimagine something that was not kind of used before. So, for example, um, I may have a song in my own catalog which I believe could work for an artist. It just so happens that the artist is not into it, it's not their genre, not their thing, and I'm able to say, okay, let me take what I have. It might be just a piano and a vocal guide. Let's generate a few versions with AI to give me various versions of the same song and present that to the artist and narrow it down. Most of the time, you can actually narrow it down specifically to the artist's style of music and production. And from there, we'll take that and develop it further. What AI doesn't do is give me the entire length of the song in this instance. It's just an example of what is possible with a track. So we'll take that 20, 30 seconds, get inspired by what that direction could be, the artist signs off on it, and then we can actually flesh it out and develop that a lot further, saving a lot of time, guessing about what we should be doing. Um, also, being able to realize the use of old catalog that never got used or was rejected or etc etc. So we're able to utilize what we've already got in our back catalog in that instance.
Okay, interesting. So it's not just a creative spark; it's something that's also,
Great tool.
yeah, gradual. Yeah. Uh, and anybody else want to share in terms of where you're going for? Yoki, I saw you going to the mic. No? Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Paul, for that expression. I think that's a. I would say I would share that sentiment in terms of using AI to not create the final output, but also creating that creative spark that gives you that I would say lessens the time that you need to actually create things and helps you to give you that little push in terms of that where you're not actually taking over somebody's jobs but making jobs easier in terms of the creative stuff. Yeah, interesting. In terms of this, also, what surprised you most when integrating AI into your creative storytelling or workflows? I think this is a pertinent question for Yoki, having done his own films and advertising. How does that actually work for you?
Thank you, Khalid. Maybe console, can you please show my slide, please? Um, this slide is actually to introduce myself. Um, I'm the CEO of Future City. We are having a booth at the Super Booth, and I'll be having a 240 talk about Future City. But basically, I have produced the world's first AI movie. Um, I like to share a bit of experience, but this is just a quick glimpse of what I'm going to talk later at 2:40. Yeah. So this is an AI movie that I produced. Um, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. Yeah. So today the session. Okay, can you stop this? Can you stop this? Yeah. Can you stop this, console? Okay. So let's share a bit of experience for the world first AI movie. So we actually developed it last year, and last year the software was not like now. Yeah. So many scene has been produced, and we changed it this year, and we had our premiere on 24th of April. Reason being, we want to had the premiere is to establish that we are the world first. But now we are still polishing up the movie. We are going to go public screening on 6th of November. So it was a surprise that the AI can do so much because we use it for prompting script, um, from synopsis to script, uh, and also music and etc. Lip sync is a initial problem, and then we managed to solve the problem along the way. And then continuity is also another problem that we also managed to solve it, because like when you prompt AI, if you notice, the character is not as similar as the next one that you are creating. So we managed to create this pipeline to solve the problem, and it's interesting. And we also used AI to create animation, to enhance animation. There are um, some difficulties in keeping the fluid motion. So we also managed to solve most of it, and from there we also move on to do a lot more, like AI broadcasting, AI human, AI video, and involve a lot of AI storytelling. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think the most surprising thing is the breadth of what it can do, and I think echoing that in terms of the I would say the revolution of AI, how it's moved forward, it's gone at a very very rapid pace. Like Yoki said, what he did one last year ago, it's miles and miles away of what it is now. In producing this, and having said that, we want to look at how studios and other creatives across the region has any of them actually used this AI differently in terms of production? Uh, how far have you seen them gone, and are there other different facets that you've seen them use so far?
Is it a question for me or? Oh,
Yes.
okay. So because I have a different question here. What was the question again?
Yeah. How are studios and the creatives or the creators in Southeast Asia approaching AI differently?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I think when we talk about AI, I'm quite interesting what Yuri talk about, Yoki talk about, because we still facing difficulty to prompt or to make a character similar from another shot to another shot. But I think what company base are used to do is enhance what they are doing, like for prompting. For example, concept artists. So they took lots of time to make a research, to make a sketch from for what they want to do. So they are prompting uh, using AI as a tool to get a lot of reference, to get a lot of variation of concept. So using their skill, so they refine all the concept based on what they need. Same goes to uh, writing, ideation, or animation. I think so. Most of us are still using AI as a tool to enhance or to make our job maybe less time. Since if I'm talking about a concept, because we used to take around 1 week to finish one concept, but using AI maybe we can do it around 2 to 3 days.
Okay, so it's just speeding up your timelines,
Yeah.
so you can really see how AI is actually changing the way that creative teams work now, from concept to delivery, where you can see from Paul's way that he uses AI to create all the different audio options as an inspiration. Fadli has also the same, I would say, thought process where you use it as the concept to spark all these animation changes. And I think in terms of Yoki, I think this is something that interestingly, where in the production pipeline of all the different AI, especially with the AI films that you do, where you see the most meaningful impact from AI?
Um, I think AI is amazing. I think among all those that I've created, I think the most difficult one is the full length 80 minutes AI movie, because you have to look into a lot of continuity issue and the interaction, emotion, and etc. That is the toughest. Yeah. Um, then we also explore AI animation, i.e., we um, do the animation modeling, and that is using it for standby in case the action cannot deliver by AI. Then we can use that as a standby. Otherwise, we let the AI learn the character. Then we can prompt the AI to do all the movement, storytelling. The modeling in animation is a standby, just in case there's certain hiccup. Then we can throw it in. There's also another uh, cases that we have done, which is we use a live action and convert into animation. So that is the fastest, yeah. Or using any animation, we can also do different treatment in animation. And then kind to AI live broadcast, we can create a AI human, and to clone AI human, it's just in a few seconds. You just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, and I can clone the AI human within 1 minute, yeah, or a few seconds. And then you can use it for live broadcasting and all that, yeah. And of course, the easiest is AI video. AI video, from a still picture, you can prompt and make the visual move, and then use the AI editing tools to edit and to make it a short video. Yeah. And you also can do AI metric marketing, which means using the power of AI, you can have one account to duplicate into 100 accounts. That is very good for social media. Yeah, so we can penetrate to more accounts, 100 accounts. But how to make it to follow the TikTok rule? Yeah, because as you know, TikTok, where they see things as duplicating, they'll block your account. So we have a way to avoid this blocking, because your account is precious. So therefore, we have a pipeline and tools to overcome that problem. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so I think to sum up what Yoki has expanded on, it's more of how AI just creates a bit more in terms of I would say opens up the possibilities. In that's what's meaningful about it. But when we also talk about all the things that AI can do, and really, I would say, as you guys said, spark all these possibilities, break down all the cut time. How has it actually affected creative team roles in a way, in the current industry? We all know that when you cut these times and things like that, does it still evolve? Do the creatives still have as much value, especially when AI has assisted a lot in terms of their roles? Yeah. What have you seen now in terms of your teams, Fadli?
Okay, so actually, at Durioo, we have our own team, R&D team, and they are focusing more to AI. So we have around 7 people in AI team, and they are not actually they are not replacing them, but they're helping them to create more content, because we still need creative people behind every each IP. For example, we can generate lots of idea in AI, but we still need human to put thought in the AI. At Durioo Plus, for example, I can talk about Durioo Plus because I work there. Okay, every each IP we put 2 things inside the IP. So we will put one impact action and another one impact understanding. For impact understanding, so we put it a simple way. Impact understanding is kids watch, kids learn, kids understand, and one kid understand, they will do. So they will go to impact action. So when we prompt AI to get an idea, we didn't get any of that. So we can get lots of idea, but we still need human to put idea on the IP to make it human, or to make it more relatable with the audience, especially kid. Um, Same goes to concept. Same goes to animation. So for a concept, we can create a lot of concept, but we still need a human touch to finalize it, or to create one our own IP. So AI is a reference to do all the research, to do all the reference, of course. But is is AI replacing a human? I don't think so. For now, I don't think so.
Okay, great answer. I also do echo this sentiment. C27, we're also, I would say, exploring with using AI automation to create content ideas in terms of from the concept to the storyboarding. And what I find very, very valuable in terms of AI is it's to quicken the process, and it gives the creatives more time to craft. I think that's the important part, where you have more time to really focus on the details instead of nitpicking, like, oh, I need to change these little wordings and things like that. But AI can help you spot these kind of details that are in the back of your mind, so you can really focus on the arts. That's how
Yeah,
I see things.
totally agree
Yeah.
with you.
Okay, yeah. And in terms of talking about not just the creative teams, when you have creative agencies, how does AI allow all these smaller teams, having had this experience, to really, I would say, punch above their weight? Yeah.
Certainly for us, we utilize it from a point of view where it's creativity first. And again, as we've been talking about, it's a tool. But for smaller teams, we've been able to build smaller teams out of the scenarios because the budgets for most of the projects that we do has depleted. So it actually works in our favor to use the tools available to us today to help us fulfill and realize what the clients need without jeopardizing our budget against the team. So yes, over the years, despite AI, most teams have depleted somewhat, but in line with the climate. But that said, we're more in line to open this up to more creative people, create more opportunities, and build smaller cells and apply them accordingly to different industries. But that said, um, the creative part is key to everything. And even though AI can do so much incredible work, if it doesn't really come from us, then it doesn't really translate very well for the end product that we found. You can punch in any prompt you want. It doesn't always line up with what you need. So we found that by taking lead on that, it definitely makes a massive difference, and we prompt the stuff that we need from it. A good example of that is that's helped a lot of urban music in particular. Um, you may know for the past 35 plus years, people sample records and try to get licensing clearance for those records, and that becomes a publishing and a record label headache because it's usually creative first, and then they try to figure out how do we get the license to use that sample for Boney M or something. This is back in the 70s. And now you can actually take the idea of the music you're looking to sample and actually put a prompt in and generate something in the same genre and sample that. And you will own that sample because you created it.
Okay.
So that's how we're using that and solving a solution, find a solution to sampling records by creating your own record sample.
Okay, interesting. Oh, I never knew that it was used in that way in audio. Oh, okay. So, I mean, having said like how you can punch above a way, how you can all this creative, I think going back to that point is how do we as humans, knowing that oh now AI I can just prompt, I can all do all these kind of things. How do we maintain that artistic identity, originality in this AI generated content era? You know, like how is that balance? How do you strike that balance with automation and authenticity in terms of your audio storytelling, knowing it's so easy to just let's generate stuff? How, where is the, I would say, the human guidelines when it comes to using AI?
I think the humans are not stupid, thankfully for us. So they know the difference between something that's generated or not. And even if they don't realize it straight away, eventually they will. Simply because you can produce something today, release it tonight, by tomorrow morning it's on Spotify. Completely 100% generated by AI. What's the next stage in interacting with that music? Okay, now you want to know the back history. Who's the artist? Who's the people behind it? Who's the producer? Who's the engineer? Who's the composer? None of that information will be available to you with that scenario. So because of that, people will be invested for a short period of time, not for the long haul. And because we're human, we want to be engaged with other humans. So you want to know who the writer is. You want to know who the artist is. You want to know what they're all about, their background story. And we are investing in that. We're not investing in the music entirely. When you have your favorite artist like Taylor Swift, you're also investing in her lifestyle, as well as the music and everything else that goes with it. And that's very much true to all artists in the world right today. So I'm very confident that we still have the upper hand in that respect, because unless AI wipes out all the humans, then we can say, well, we're not relative anymore. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, and not in my lifetime. And I really believe as long as we are human first, AI second, in our execution of our productions and what we do, then I think we're going to be always having the upper hand on that and having full control of what we're doing. So.
Okay, perfect. I mean, I love the thought of human first, AI second. Really taking out our culture, our lifestyle, something that I would say AI really can't replicate in terms of this. It's something that we'll also touch in a bit later in terms of this. But also in terms of like, this question I think is directed to Fadli, especially with having that. What in your opinion, having worked so heavily with AI, are the creative boundaries or ethics that should guide this generative use? Is there anything that we should actually put in terms of not just, I would say, uh, professionally, but also personally in terms of how you see this? Yeah.
Okay. I think last year, my team asked me uh, that are we really using AI because AI are stealing people work. But okay, so let's put it here. When we are an artist, we find someone, we find another artist, then we make them as our reference. So when uh, so when we do some work, we still using style, their style to put inside our style. So when when you human use them as a reference, so we didn't say that we are stealing their work because we are human and we need reference. Same goes to AI. When we use AI, we use AI as a reference, and we still creatively or we still refine the work with what we need to use. So we didn't use AI 100% in our work. Beside animation, because animation we need the animate lah. But for a script and for reference like concept or storyboard, we didn't take all 100% what AI giving us. So uh, for this, okay, and for me another one is we produce animation using 100% AI, but at the same time we need to tell our audience that we are using AI for some part, because we need a audience to know that we are still using AI, but we are not fully using AI. I think uh, we still use AI. We use AI, then we use AI as a reference only, not using them as 100%
Okay,
as
interesting
product.
that you actually say or you inform that you are using AI. I've seen a lot of different, I would say, creative works where they do not actually mention that they are. You kind of can tell from what they do, but they don't mention it's AI. So interesting that you actually practice that in terms of telling your audience. Yeah. I mean, it's personally, it's I would say, a interesting view from Fadli. The way that he talked about AI reminds me of a book called Steal Like an Artist. The argument Steal Like an Artist. I think it's one of the famous creative books. Is that every idea that you come up with is a reference from somewhere because every idea has actually been done. So yeah, AI is just helping you to open up the notes in terms of getting that idea faster. But then you still, the guidelines is, I would say, echoing Paul, where human first, your judgment actually matters more than what is actually coming up. And looking at this also, going into where you're talking about doing kids movies and looking at our culture, one thing that we have seen is how does AI replicate our culture. So I mean, in terms of using AI, how do you think it dilutes or enhances the regional and local culture? Is there a viewpoint that you see in terms of using AI, especially for, I mean, Yoki would be the best to answer this, having done a lot of regional and local films.
Um, we are the first production company who co-produce with China, and we also co-produce with Europe and going to co-produce with Indonesia. So the good thing about co-production is you will you will like collaborate with a different country, and you will um pick the best mind from both country or more countries depending. Um, so like for example, James Cameron has already announced that he's using AI for his movie, and Oscar has already approved using AI, and China film board has already promoting AI movie or this AR VR way of producing movie, and even Malaysian, yeah. And when we first approached the film board of Malaysia, and we are going to launch the premiere of world first AI movie. So the first reaction is, would that um, um, have less job for the talents, for the models, and also the creators? Um, so we actually told the industry that to go for full AI is only a challenge, yeah, to challenge ourselves. But then we can also use live action talent, and then making the background AI, full AI, or you can shoot everything in live, yeah, and then you change the background into AI. That I will show the demonstration at 2:40 my session. Whoever is interested can stay back 2:40. I will show you how we do it, and at the same time we also can use AI to manipulate animation. Um, so there's a lot of things we can do. But having said all that, I think human is still the human come first, lah. Which means you got to, for example, if you do a script, you got to put in the log line first and see whether it's in line with whatever you say. Then you ask to prompt the AI to go for a synopsis. From synopsis, you can manipulate and see which is the direction. Then you can come up with a 1 page or 2 page. From there, you modify, your storyline. Then you find which way is your way. Then you prompt your visual. You prompt. Then it's still your own creation. Yeah, that's why AI tools there are two. Yeah, one it is a free. Yeah, you can use to for testing your prompt and all that. The other one is you have to pay for it. um, when you pay for it, then you get faster and better. Like for us, we can also create our own pipeline that all our data cannot be shared. Yeah, so it's a control data that there's so many ways of doing. But having said all that, I think human still come first. Yeah, so human will determine everything. Like for example, in advertising, those days you have to do a logo design. You buy those reference book of all the logo. You want to start with W, then you do all that regarding that. Let's say from now we can use AI. I think it's running short, yeah, time. I think I got to stop here and then pass back to. Thank you.
Okay, I think we've got 5 minutes left, so I think we just speed it up a bit. But I think to summarize what Yoki said, in terms of, I think a nice way to look at it, like AI might be the technology, but when it comes to cultural stuff, it opens up cultural doors to work in his experience with different, I would say, production houses and creatives in terms of going this and sharing your knowledge across. I think that's a nice way to put at it in terms of that. And I think this for the last one we'll talk about this segment is up. So we've talked about the now. What does the future look like between AI and human collaboration? Like, I think one very pertinent question that's knowing that in my personal experience working with creative agencies who have now are pumping out 100 AI visuals a day, which is the opposite end of the spectrum to what we're doing here. uh, a permanent question to ask is, will the audiences actually care who made the art if the result moves themselves emotionally in the future?
I think I'd like to answer that question. I actually really that it depends on the audience because AI video, AI production, AI movie, that's very sensitive among the creative industry. So some goes that you are using AI really, but for the audience, as long as they touch the emotion, as long as they're nice to see, that's a big win for the creative industry. But please uh, use AI ethically. Uh,
Awesome. I mean, that's all the time unfortunately we have today. It's been very interesting talking to all three of you. I think please join me in giving a big hand to Mr. Paul Morisson, Mr. Fadli, and Professor Yoki for this. I hope you learned something and you enjoyed the talk. Thank you very much from all of us.
All right.